Hi guys, so right now I'm gonna show you guys my debt-free chart tracker. I saw that a lot of people were very interested in my tracker for all the debt that I have. Now what inspired me to do this was that everyone had some type of tracker to put all their debts in there and have them framed on their wall and just have a visual for it. But when I tried the debt-free trackers for like credit cards, like student loans, I didn't like it because I felt that they were too small, or they just didn't fit my personality just in general. Like, I didn't like it. I felt that the sides didn't have enough space for me to write on them. Let me see. And here we go, because this is where I had my binder and I had them, but I felt like this was too small, and then the whole coloring in process I wasn't a fan of, so I put this aside and I was like, you know what, I can't go with it. And then when I found my notebook from back 2016 and I had not used it, I was just like, maybe I should use this as my debt tracker. I bought this back in 2016. I don't know if they still have them, but it's the gridded. Let me see if I can show you on a blank page. It's the gridded notebook. This is a new cover I just put on it, but it is the gridded notebook pages, and I bought it thinking I was going to use this for bullet journaling, and I never did. And then I found it not that long ago when I went to clear out my closet from back home, and I decided to just write all my debt down. So the first thing that I did was write all my debt down from my smallest to my largest, and so forth and so on, right? So this is all my bills, their minimums, their balances, and their due dates. So I was like, okay. And then what I did next was do the same thing on these pages. I put my smallest debt and I kept going until I got to my largest debt. So I have pages and pages of my debt until I get to my huge, big old monster ones. So this is where I have my biggest debts of all, which is my student loan, and now it used to be PayPal, but now it's my credit union because I transferred out that balance, even though I still have PayPal, believe it or not. But yeah, so what I'm going to tell you is how I did it. I saw a post on Instagram where a person did have these and they were framed. If I can find the person, I will link them down in the description bar. But they had this type of tracker where, let me zoom you guys in, where they had these squares and their amount in a big old giant, and it said paid off, like in big old nice fancy cursive letters, but I don't have fancy cursive writing, so I had to deal with this. So and then when I kind of looked into their payoff tracker, they had what shaded squares meant. So if you take a look on this page, let me zoom you guys in just a bit more. You guys can see for a shaded square in this tracker, it means I paid $10 off. So I shaded them all in, so I paid 10, 20, 30, let's say $40 off completely from this. And the same goes for this. For every shaded box, it means I paid $10. So that means I paid 10, 20, $30 off for a Phillips card, and I have the payoff date right here. And I did a video, I think it's stuffing my cash envelopes, where I shaded it in and I wrote down the date, and then I erased it and I made a prettier date. But that's all I did. And on the top I just put progress tracker for my debt, and then I put a metallic foil pencil on there. But for every debt I have, I created a label telling me what it was for, and then how many boxes I needed to fill in to have it paid off. And for my small ones, each one did say like $10, but as soon as it keeps growing, I changed it to every shaded box means $25 paid off. So I have my medical bills right here. As you can see, at the end of the box, it tells me how much I paid off for that entire account. Now this does not include any interest accrued through time, if anything, but it just means like what I started off with, and I will fill it in when I completely pay off the entire balance. So let me zoom you guys out. So this is the first page. Now I don't write in the backs of pages because I don't like, I think back then the paper wasn't as thick, so it does kind of like, you can see it in the back, so I really don't write in the back of pages. I've never have liked it, but yeah. Let me try to see if I can zoom you guys a bit more. So here is the entire page on itself. These are my smallest debts. This is the most happy I've seen it. This is what makes me happy because these are my tiny bills, and so far I paid 2 of them off, and now I gotta go on to 3 more. And then as you go along, you have what starts becoming decent bills. So for this one, since I didn't want to keep writing in on the sides of what every shaded box means, I just made this whole page say that for every shaded box is $25 paid to that account. So none of these are filled in because I haven't paid nothing yet, but every time I fill in, it means because I paid $25 off. And the way that I'm gonna do it is that every month when I get my statement from the company, I'm gonna see what my balance is, and then I'm gonna see the difference between my beginning balance, and if it adds up to $25, I'll fill in each square. So for here, these are my A-firms, my PayPal one. I put bullshit because yeah, that really did piss me off. My A-firms, and then of course I have the payoff dates right there. Now if we move along, let me see if I can zoom you guys a bit off, so just a bit. Now for this page, I made that every shaded box meant $50 paid to that account. So this is like my Chase, my Toys R Us, my Wells Fargo, and Citi cards. So this is where like my $400 to $500 to $900 statuses begin, my cards. So as you can see, if I can zoom in, I say it's $50 right there, and each square adds up to this amount. And what I did is I used the Erin Condren stickers to that came in the sticker books or whatever book I had from back then, and I wrote in what account went with what. So, and then I kind of color based it on what I thought my credit cards look, because like I think my Toys R Us one was like purple, green, and white and orange, so I was like, I like purple, and my Wells Fargo card is red, so yeah. Now for this one, same thing. For each shaded square means $50 paid to that account, and as you can see, they get longer and longer and longer. Now the reason why you see Nordstrom filled in is because when I started, I had 1,000, let me see if I can zoom you guys in, $1,010.34, but then I went back and I returned all of this amount back. So hopefully that won't affect my balance, but when I get my statement, I will just add up the difference and go from there. But since I did return those items back, I filled in $250 into the chart because that's how much I returned back to the store and got off my balance. And as you can see, here's my Victoria's Secret, Amazon, Bank of America, and here comes when these get slightly bigger when I start running out of room. So you can see my JCPenney one is at 2,000, so I did have to create all these squares, and you can see I kind of got lazy and sloppy because I was just so tired of drawing in squares. So I was like, whatevers, but you get the point of it. This one again, for every shaded square, it means I paid $50. Now when it comes to my monsters, because that's what I named this section, it means for every shaded square, sorry about my chip polish, it means $100 paid to that account. Now do you see all those motherfucking squares? Because I do, and I'm just like, oh my god. I see a lot of progress with this one just because, I don't know, I felt like moving to credit union was like the best thing that happened to me, yet the worst because it's such a huge minimum payment, but it's because they're gonna get me to pay this shit off in like a year or two, and it makes me happy. And then for my student loans, it looks like a big old maze. Like it just keeps going and going and going. So that's what I did. I just put a sticker down, named what it meant, and just looked at the entire balance of my account and then divided that into all these squares. So all these squares will add up to $8,000.77 here or there, of give or take. And it just makes me look at these pages and just be like, you know, it's a pretty page, so I don't get intimidated by it. I don't like kind of cringe at it because it's pretty. And that's what I needed. I needed some type of motivation to make me look at my numbers without having to like roll my eyes or like hate it or anything. I just look at it and be like, oh my god, I can't wait until I fill in one, at least one, you get me? And that's how I made it. I made it so that my brain can look at it and be visually pleased. So that's what I did. So I went and I wrote down all my bills, and if I added more to it, because I did add this past weekend or Friday, I added some to my Bank of America. I made an impulse purchase because, you know, I'm an emotional spender. So what I did is that, if you can tell, all of these started at the same time, at the same coordinate, but since I kind of messed up on Friday, I added one more square to add to my total, and then we'll go from there. So you can always add more squares in case you have a slip up, because you know what, no one is perfect, and sometimes you get the spending bug and there's nothing you can really do except for moving forward, to move forward and just whatever's. So I added another square. So if you see that it's one more than the rest of them, is because on Friday I had a slip up and I put something on my credit card, and yeah. But do I regret it? Of course. Can I return it? No, they have a no return policy, in case everyone was asking. So I just added it to my debt, and it's okay, because you know what? It doesn't kill me to be an hour, a day, a month behind my pay date, debt-free journey date. So whatever. Everyone's journey is different. Now, do I encourage you using your credit cards? No, because you kind of get into that habit of, let me just put it here one more time and one more time. But if you can avoid it, avoid it. If you can't, well, it's your journey, it's your money, it's your payoff date. But yeah, I think I can't wait until I get to this page right here. This is going to be the most exhausting, most glorious, most satisfying page to ever fill in. And if you're wondering what happens once I pay off, let's say I'm done with this page. What I want to do is that I don't know if I want to make a copy of it, or I just want to remove it from my folder, from my notebook, because it is perforated right here, and then just frame it on my wall. And I can look at that and be like, yeah, I did that, I paid that off, and I paid it here, and I paid it on that date, and so on and so forth. And then I will just keep maybe framing them, or just keep it all together in this notebook until I definitely done. But I know for sure I want to frame this one, because this would be like tears, sweat, and just hard work to get these paid off. But for now, this page makes me happy because it's like my tiniest bills ever. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed of how I created this, or how I came about with this, and I hope this encouraged you to make yourself a progress tracker, so you can see all your journey, you know, wins, and not just look at the debt numbers as a total fail, because you need to see your wins in this journey to keep motivated, to keep going. And that's exactly what I did. I did a visual, beautiful thing that I enjoy to look at, to see like my wins, because August 3rd I paid off 2 accounts, and hopefully this Friday I'll pay 2 more off if I could. You get me? until I get to my other ones, till I get to this page. But yeah, for now that's all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and give me a look. I'll keep all the links down below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, if you want to get yourself a notebook, I will have my links down below. There are affiliate links. For your first purchase, you do get $10 off, and once your items ship, I get $10 off. And if you just use my affiliate code to shop on their Erin Condren website, it doesn't really do anything for you, but it does help me make a sale that makes me bring more items to my channel for you guys. But yeah, this was the Erin Condren dotted notebook, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye, you guys.